Hi everyone, and welcome to another quick little chat with myself here at Switch Studios. Right, today what we're going to look at, we're going to look at natural laws. So, natural laws, what are natural laws? Well, there's one kind of universal law which we can apply to everything within life really, but we're going to make it really specific to your health and well-being and fitness. And that's the natural law of balance. Everything within the universe works in balance. Everything works with a positive or a negative charge, a high and a low, so everything works in balance with each other. And things that are in balance operate the best, operate efficiently. Now that's no different to our bodies, it's exactly the same with us. Within our bodies, we have lots of things to balance. And we call it this kind of state of homeostasis, this natural state, neutral state. And that's how the body always wants to be. For example, when you put something really toxic in the body, it doesn't want to stay that way, it doesn't want to stay toxic. So it works really hard at balancing out those toxins to bring you back up to a natural level. When we apply loads of great strain and force to one muscle group, so one side of the muscle, the other side has to work really hard to then rebalance out that redistribution of weight. So the body always works best when we're keeping everything in balance. Now, what I want to kind of really home in on with natural laws are really hormones. Hormones essentially are the precursors to our health, our fitness levels, our aesthetic appearance, sort of muscle-wise, body fat-wise, and also our kind of longevity in life. So they're really important that we look at hormones and look at the ways in which we can keep those hormones in balance. A lot of the time we get confused with hormones and we get lots of different information about stimulating this hormone is really important and kind of negating and reducing this hormone is really important. Now, the thing with that is what they don't do is look at the entire picture. So when we're deficient or we have one hormone being lower, if we just work so hard on spiking that hormone, we may take all the other ones out of balance. So what we need to do is continue to ensure that these hormones work correctly within each other. Now, hormones are directly linked to us putting on extra body fat that we shouldn't be, putting on or losing body mass, so muscle mass, and also they're linked to us making stronger bones and making our bones more dense, or doing the opposite and making weaker. They're also attributed to lifestyle diseases. When hormones go out of balance, all our glands become infected or become more toxic, don't work properly for us. Our organs don't work effectively, toxins begin to work through our body much higher. And that hormone balance can all be changed and altered by changing lifestyle initially. So if we look at how we kind of are living nowadays with high processed foods, lots of chemicals, lots of man-made, unnatural food products, surrounded by an environment that's polluted, that shouldn't be, surrounded by also an emotional environment of concrete and cars and buildings, they all have an effect on ourselves as body. Physiologically, they have an effect on us because there's toxins in the air from our pollutants, there's toxins in our food from what we're ingesting from these processed foods, but also psychologically they have an effect on us as well. The fact that we're surrounded by that type of environment and the concrete and away from us kind of the natural produce and earth, which is what Mother Nature, which we really, the body wants to get back out to. At the end of the day, we're all animals, so at the end of the day, the body wants to, and our psyche wants to be closer to nature, as into how we should have lived. Now, that can't always happen. So what we need to do is kind of look at the things that we can control. We can't always control our environment. We have to live in certain places because of work, because of family, because of secular commitments. So that's all right. That's maybe not something that we can particularly change at this instant. But our other lifestyle choices, we can. We can affect the food that we eat. We can affect that we exercise, we partake in, or the movement and activity that we do. And those have a direct link right back into our hormones. Remember, if we balance our hormones out and we get our hormones working correctly with each other, we hold less body fat, we hold onto the correct or right amount of muscle tissue, our bones become more dense, our hormones help our entire enzyme system, our endocrine system, our organs function more properly, and we eliminate toxins better. So instantly we get that instant sort of kind of gratification that we're going to look better, we're going to look more toned, we're going to hold less body fat. But long term, those kind of small aesthetic goals that we always focus on, long term, if we get them right, they help reduce against lifestyle disease. type 2 diabetes, cancers, heart disease, strokes. They help protect us against those as well. So if we look and rein it right back into those first few things that we can affect, our long-term health can be bettered. Our long-term health can be prolonged and bettered from making these small adjustments. Now, the first thing we said, like we said, was our food. It's always paramount to everything that we do. Your nutrition and the food and the fuel that you put in you is literally either a nourishment or a toxin and a poison. That's it. There's no other way of grouping food. So it can either nourish the body and help the body and give the body all the nutrients and minerals it wants to get those hormones in balance and lengthen our life and better our life, or it can poison us and give us something for our body to deal with. Now, I'm not being unrealistic. I'm not saying never have a toxin. I'm not saying never have alcohol, never have sugar, never have processed foods. We're not saying that. What we're saying is try and make the better lifestyle choices with food. Don't rely solely on all these processed foods which are there out of convenience. That's all we eat them for. Get onto your switch plan and start looking at ways in which you can include natural foods, enzyme-rich foods, foods that protect you against cancers, protect you against heart disease, protect you against stroke. Get those foods into your diet. One, they're tasty. Two, those foods in a matter of days will make you feel better. More awake, more alive, more energized, better sleep patterns, less stressed. But long term, they'll protect you against all those lifestyle diseases which we've said. So it's taking a few simple steps, maybe changing a breakfast, maybe changing a lunch or a dinner, maybe two of those three, changing the way in which we eat snacks, focusing in on our weekend is the ways in which we can, instead of having that takeout, that takeaway on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what else can we get in? Let's look at our switch plan about the foods that we can get which are tasty and nice and beautiful, but that are going to nourish us, help us right now. The other thing kind of links into food, and I see it as a secondary thought of food. Food in your nutrition is always our staple because we have to eat every day. We're forced to eat throughout the day. So if we get that right on that more regular basis, we're getting more frequent bouts and more frequent hits of nourishment, of health, of things that protect us against disease. The secondary thing we look at is fitness, which is my area. I understand that fitness isn't as important as food, and yet that's my area here at Switch, but it's always secondary. And you know what, if you get your food right, like we said, in a matter of days, you feel more energized, you're less tired, you're sleeping better, you're less stressed, you are naturally happier because the body's not dealing and fighting inside with all these toxins that are inside it. So you've got more energy to even lift your own spirits, your hormones balance, your happy hormones lift, and you know what, you want to do more stuff. Because you have this sudden boost of energy, you want to be more active. Forget about exercise for now, just your general activity through the day will increase. You'll walk more, you'll move more, you'll start doing more stuff with the kids, doing more stuff after work. Naturally that happens. You stop vegetating, you stop lowering the system, you start turning it up. Led on to that is when you become more active. You will also then be more motivated, more focused to exercise. You'll get more exercise in through the week, which means again, we're getting a healthy step for something that's more frequent. Now, these things are some things that we can affect right now. You can change those right now. As soon as you switch this off, your next meal today, you can plan with us at Switch. You can get a healthy recipe, there's hundreds on there, and you can plan this meal. Not just for you, but for your partner, for your family, for your friends. You can plan this healthy meal now. You can plan tomorrow's, you can plan the day after's. And then what you can do is, give it a couple of days, get that food right, get yourself more active, take the next step, get onto your Switch plan, and choose something that you can exercise. Choose something that's going to get you hot, get you sweaty, get you out of breath, lift your spirits and get you motivated. And already within a matter of days, you're on that progress to get instant gratification, instant health, instant feeling better, instant energy, and that will lead on to those hormones being in balance. And later, you'll get all those effects that protect us from lifestyle disease as well. Hope that's helped. Get onto your Switch plan now. Make that first adjustment right now as we finish. Go and eat something healthy.